Hey there, and welcome back to Conversations at the Well. We are on episode 6. We have made it 6 episodes, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about our experience as we had set aside last Saturday as a day of rest, y'all. Responsibilities were there. Everything we had to do was there. But we said we were going to have a Sabbath day, a day of rest. Lord Jesus.
I know. Look, Vernon doesn't even have any hair anymore from pulling out his because, he was just trying to rest.
You have to take it there. Anyways, we will see you in the episode. Stick around at Conversations at the Well. Hello, and welcome. Actually, why don't you introduce? Why don't you get started? I always start it off.
Good morning. No, just kidding.
You can't take my intros. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Conversations at the Well. I'm Desiree, and this is my awesome husband.
Her better half, her amazing half, the half that makes her life so happy, Vernon Brown.
Calm down, sir.
I'm sorry. Anyways.
All of those things are still true, though. So, anyway, we are here, and we are back for episode 6. I'm hitting the mic, so sorry. Sorry about that. So we're back for episode 6, and we told you that we were going to tell y'all. Well, we told y'all we were going to do the Sabbath thing. We told y'all we were going to tell you how it went.
No. Let's be honest, because some people like to leave out details. First and foremost, I think it was episode 4. She was excited about Sabbath, and she wanted to do it and go forth and spend her day all in the presence of the Lord. And then episode 5,
it got real.
Episode 5, it got real. We record on Fridays, so that means the next day it was going to be her Sabbath day, and
our
Sabbath day.
Yeah,
she did not.
I was a little less excited because, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen to make this thing work.
Back. And I said, no. Don't you be lying to the conversation at the Wellenites out there.
Conversation at the Wellenites.
But anyways,
the Wellenites.
Okay. We got it done. We did our Sabbath on Saturday, and it was... the Saturday itself, I feel like, was good. Yeah. But the Friday before, trying to prepare.
We were up till literally 11:59 trying to make this thing shake because it was a lot because we had a lot to do. Get ready to not do Saturday.
And quite honestly, I don't think my Sabbath started until 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. because I was still trying to get stuff done. So it wasn't a full Sabbath for me, but I still give myself credit for trying and for getting it done and for going into it.
Yes. So, okay.
Step one.
For those
Go
ahead.
For those of you who haven't or didn't hear episode 5 or episode 4 or previous episodes, go back and watch them. But before then, even if you decide not to do that right now, let's tell them a little bit about what we're talking about here.
Yeah. Okay. Sabbath. Yeah. We kept throwing this word out, Sabbath. You may have heard of it. Especially if you watched the 10 Commandments at some point growing up.
Everybody didn't grow up.
Not everybody did that, but there are still some people who did.
Some of us grew up watching Martin, or maybe the 10 Commandments.
Was it on Prince of Egypt or something? I don't know, maybe not, because that was something different. That was still Moses, but different. That was Moses as a baby. Anyway.
10 Commandments.
In any case, there's this thing about the Sabbath, about, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy, right? And so it's something that God said was important, but for most modern times, we don't have anything close to a Sabbath. Every day we're working. And so a Sabbath is supposed to be a day set apart or different than any other day that is reserved for rest. It's reserved for connection with God and, whatever your religious background is, but ours being Christian, we connect with God and our family.
And I love the word you said in that set apart. It doesn't mean that one random day a week we decide, hey, this is convenient to make this our Sabbath, but you purposefully set it aside. You purposefully prioritize it enough to where even if there are things that have to be done, no, they need to be moved because this day has been set aside with purpose.
Yeah. So in order to do that in real life,
it takes planning.
It takes
preparation.
Because it's really about resting. And resting doesn't necessarily mean literally laying in bed all day. Although if you want to do what you want to. But it's about the intentional time of not focused in on the work and on the grind and all of that stuff, which is super countercultural in 2024.
Yeah, because I mean, we talk about grinding, we talk about hustling. How many streams of income do you need? Get this side hustle and that side hustle.
Yeah.
But that's culture. But on the other side of culture is saying, hey, rest is important and you need to prioritize that.
Yeah. And I mean, in light of everything that's going on and all of the like anxiety and stress that so many people are experiencing these days, you know, it might be worth a shot. But anyway, we gave it a shot.
So that was last Saturday.
Yeah.
So when this will launch, it'll be a Saturday. Yeah, last Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. So it's Friday now. So it was the Saturday that passed.
Got it. So
we're coming up to the next one.
So we picked a day to Sabbath and you were super excited.
Yeah.
And then you got super weird about it.
Well, okay. Should we talk about why we chose Saturday versus
go ahead.
day?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna have you.
She gonna put the conversation on me.
I said, should we? But I meant like, should you?
Okay.
But I can do it.
Well, I'll tell you why I was an advocate of Saturday. One, because it's a good day. Two, because Sundays, we have a lot of things that we do at church. During the week, we have a lot of things to do for work and for other obligations. So Saturday kind of was just the optimal day for me. But why did you choose Saturday?
I think similar reasons. I consider it Sunday because I think that's been the day that just traditionally people choose for the Sabbath. But because, like you said, we do a lot of work for our church, it didn't feel like the rest would be as full as it needed to be.
Yeah, because church people stress you out. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, like, in order to prepare for the whatever we have to do, like to teach.
And that's another thing too. I mean, for Sunday, that's a preparation for the week too. So if you're Sabbathing Sunday, then that means your preparation not just for Sunday and the Sabbath, but your preparation for the rest of the week needs to happen on Saturday. So Saturday seemed like a much better day. Granted, there are activities we do on Saturdays to prepare for Sundays, but we now have to do those on Fridays, which is today, which I'm now remembering that I need to do after we're done here.
After we're done here, we got some more work to do. But I guess that's what we can talk about now is like the prep.
Okay. Yeah, so Friday was coming fast and furious, and what we decided to kind of put rules around.
Friday was here.
Literally. Friday was here.
It was already here.
So what we decided to do is, first of all, make rules as to what does it look like to Sabbath? What can we do? What can't we do? What do we want to try out doing? And one of the main things was to not put as big of a focus on the work of business on that particular day. So the work of business, the work of responsibilities when it comes to things you do for your day job, things you do for your side hustles, things you do in preparation for even Sunday morning. The plan was to completely set aside Saturday. So you're not, trying to get a Sunday school lesson together, trying to do all of this stuff. Instead, you can focus on God, you can focus on family, and you can focus on rest.
Yes.
How did that go for you?
It was kind of stressful. It was kind of stressful mainly because I didn't think, like, I'm still not fully conditioned to think about it until the last minute. Yeah. Unfortunately, procrastination was showing its head again. I'm bad at that, y'all. Just putting that out there. I need to be better. So procrastination is a thing, and I think it wasn't until our recording that I was like, oh snap, that's tomorrow. Yeah. So I got to do some things, and I still needed to prep for children's church. There were a couple things that just had to be done, grocery shopping, all of that stuff. Wait, did I do that on Friday? I didn't. I think I'm going to try it this time though. But anyway,
Friday's today, right?
I know. Oh. So we're going to have to.
Good luck with that.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, so there were those type of things, and I had to think about meals and all of that. Like, were we going to like cook, or did we have enough stuff in the refrigerator that we can just like heat and eat and keep it moving? Yeah. That kind of thing. So, it was. I guess I appreciate the intention. And it also made me think, okay, like what things are actually important and what things are actually not important. Okay. Like what has to get done today versus what can wait until, I guess, Sunday. So, those were things that I was thinking through. And so I guess it went okay, but it was a little bit stressful because of the late realization. Like I feel like I had gotten most of my work, like day job stuff done.
Y'all, I came in the room and she was curled up in a ball, rocking back and forth. No,
Stop it.
I'm kidding.
Stop it. Stop it. But yeah, so I think that was okay, but you tend to have a lot more on your plate.
Yeah.
You have a capacity, I don't know, I would say you have a huge capacity to do a lot of things. I can do things, but maybe not all at once like you.
Well, one thing you said was just about procrastination.
Yeah.
And I think what the prioritization of a Sabbath has, I don't want to say taught because I haven't made life changes necessary, but has showed me is I'm very reactive to deadlines. And what that means is if something's due on Saturday morning, when I'm working on it, I'm making sure it's done by Saturday morning. But what I'm really trying to put the thought around and figuring out if it makes sense is to start backing up those deadlines to where if it's Sunday school or preparing for Sunday school, well, the deadline for Sunday school is not Sunday morning, but what would it look like if your deadline for Sunday school was Wednesday?
Yeah.
And everything for Sunday was done Wednesday. And then you could even back it up as far as you want to where you start to get 1, 2, 3 weeks ahead where everything is fully studied, fully laid out, fully prepared for before you even get to that point. And how much more freeing would that be? And so I think just moving it back from a lot of things being prepared on Sunday or for Sunday to even moving it back to Friday is like a first baby step, kind of working it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, granted, this last week I did it Friday going into Saturday, that 2 a.m. period. But I think it's starting to build the habit to look at deadlines differently and to approach them with a little bit more planning so that I fit them into the context of my life versus my life having to fit around what's required of me.
Okay. So that's great.
Okay.
And that's ideal.
Okay.
So what actually happened?
Oh, what happened was I was up at like 1 a.m. trying to get stuff done. And no, actually, I think I started working on everything like that evening, Friday evening.
Yeah.
And then I was so tired, I can't remember why, that I took a nap and then I got up really late at 10.
It was probably because like the whole week it happened.
Yeah.
Instead that Friday.
And then you would ask me, hey, did you get all your stuff done? And I rolled my eyes at you and it sucked my teeth and walked out the room. And I went and sat down and watched TV and I was like, I guess I needed to get some stuff done. But I had to make sure that you weren't watching and I snuck into my office to get some more work done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like I said, it did not go as planned as anything you plan to try to do better ever does.
Yeah.
But what I think the good part about it was difficult to prepare for. But now what I want to talk about is how did the day actually go? Was it worth it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Was it a train wreck? What was your actual Saturday like?
I thought it was great.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. Felt like it was just like so much more intentionally focused on like our household.
Okay.
And like the building or developing of the relationships inside the home. So like,
what does that mean in English?
Yeah. So like spending time with you. First of all, we slept in late.
Yeah.
Hey, that was great.
And for you, that's usually like 6.
Yeah. No,
but I think you were in bed till like 9.
I was going to say 8, but somewhere between there. 8 and 9.
Okay.
Which is still like way late for me. I know most people are like, this is the time I wake up. No, for me, I'm like usually up by like 5:30.
Yeah.
And so that was great. That was amazing. And like just took the day real slow in the beginning. The kids got up, they came in the room and they were just like hungry as usual. And it was like, all right, go grab some fruit, like just go and play with your toys. Like just don't bother me right now. We're
so like
we're
old
still
school
resting.
Kids getting up, like watching cartoons, like that kind of feel, right?
Yeah, and that was really nice. And then once we did get up, we ate some breakfast and whatnot. And I think the first thing we did was play games because we told our kids, like, what do you want to do on
big Jenga
on Saturday?
Yeah. What is it, Jumbo Jenga? What's it
It's
called?
like the big, huge blocks,
like
the little
the Jenga blocks where if I hit you with it, like you're going to sleep.
4s, maybe.
Yeah, it's like a legit brick.
Maybe not 2x4s, but yeah, those big old blocks where you can play Jenga with them, and they wanted to play that, so we played Jenga a few times.
Then we played, what was the other game?
Was it Hippos?
Yeah, Hungry Hippos. Just like stuff that we usually wouldn't have time for, quite frankly.
We would just kind of, we'll play it later.
Hopefully you forget.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I feel like there was another game we played too.
I don't remember. But then I think we spent some time outside too.
We went outside. We rode the bikes.
Yeah.
We haven't pulled our bikes. We're dusty. We haven't rode our bikes in months.
Yeah.
And so we got to ride the bikes, and we rode through our neighborhood and the neighboring neighborhood. What other things did we do? I think we took a nap. It was just like a lot of rest, a lot of family time. And I think our kids loved it.
Yeah.
They wanted more.
Yeah.
Like, can we play more games? Can we do more? And so it showed us how much they enjoy spending time with us and how fun that was.
All that sounds great.
Yeah.
But the question that people want to know.
Yeah, what's the question?
Over here, you have the preparation for Friday.
Yeah.
To set everything aside for Saturday.
Yeah.
And you have the experience of, I guess, sleeping late and playing board games and all this other stuff you did.
Yeah.
Was the preparation worth the day?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I can purposefully not think about that stuff and didn't. So I was like, it'll be there on Sunday. So yeah, for me, it was worth it because I really think that if we don't, like if we decide to go back, we're not going to do the Sabbath thing anymore. Like if we decide that, I think those opportunities for really connecting with one another and with our children, they just aren't prioritized, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like they happen, but they will happen less frequently because it's not like we have a day for that.
So what I think I hear you saying is the Sabbath for you is a family thing and not a God thing.
That's a very good point. One thing, as we were talking, I was like, oh yeah, I actually did spend time, like once I got up, and I think the kids, maybe, I don't remember if it was before or after them, but I did get up and I did do some prayer time, and I actually was studying about the Sabbath because I was like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do with this day? Okay. So I actually did some more reading on that and some praying. I just was thanking God because, we had the opportunity to do this, and even throughout the day, I was trying to check in. Like we were riding through the neighborhood, and I was like, God, thank you so much for this beautiful day, to be able to do this. Like internally, nobody knew I was doing it, but I was taking that opportunity to connect with God throughout the day.
Yeah.
I want to be even more intentional. Wait, we're not there yet, but I do want to be more intentional about that. When we do it again.
Okay.
Because I think that can go deeper.
Okay. So you got the most out of your family time, it sounds. It sounds like your family time definitely increased in priority. And you did prioritize your time with God, but you want to do a better job of that next time around.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I guess for you, what was the experience like for you? And did it go as you expected it to? Or not?
I was expecting to be able to float or something. Like,
really?
Yeah, you spending like all this time thinking about God. Like I should be able to float.
Did you think about God?
No, not that much.
Well, maybe if you got to think about God more so you can float.
Okay, that's true.
I mean, I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe try it out, see what happens.
No, but I do. I'm similar to you in that. Well, I think you tried and put forth some effort to spend more time with God. I didn't at all. It was mostly about family for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think because I'd stayed up so late to get everything done, I kind of woke up on my day of rest tired.
Yeah.
So I may have like short circuited myself a little bit.
Yeah.
I think there might have been some gratefulness in it, but I'm not going to be here and be like, oh, I had this amazing moment with God. No, that wasn't me. But mostly because I don't think I prioritized or thought about it. It was more like, okay, let's play these board games. And at first it was a little bit more patronizingly for me, but it was actually fun. Like once you get into it, like to see the boys and just to spend some time and not have to run from here to there. Cause our schedule is very run from here to there. We finish with work, we go get the boys, we then come down to the well, we do exercise classes, we go back home, we get ready for bed and repeat.
Yeah.
But to just stop and just be able to have a moment stacking up some pieces of wood and knocking them over, like it was really, really fun. So I enjoyed that family part of it. But as you said, I do desire to spend more time with God purposefully so I could float perhaps, but just to see, like, I'm all about, if I'm going to try something, I want to get what's promised or what's expected out of it.
Yeah.
And so I felt like I got what was expected based upon my effort.
Yeah.
So I put effort towards setting aside time for family, and I got that.
What grade would you give yourself?
For what part?
The whole thing.
I think for family, I give myself a great, strong B.
For Sabbath.
For Sabbath? What does that mean?
For the rest, for the intentional time
For the rest, I give myself a B.
Okay, for the intentional time of God part.
I give myself a strong, progressing, upwardly focused D+. And that's D as in David. But it's progress. It has opportunity for growth.
That's for sure. But yeah, because I mean, I guess it could get worse.
It could get worse. Don't take my credit.
It could get worse.
I said my little prayer when I got out of bed.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's good.
Lord, thank you.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's better than most.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
but I didn't spend any time like looking because it sounds bad, but I didn't because I had done all my Sunday school preparation the day before. I don't know if you appreciate.
I got my quota. I got my quota. This is my God quota. That's it. I'm done.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like
no,
usually
I appreciate
on a Saturday,
it.
I'll be like stressing. Like, okay, well, I got this sermon half written. Like, what do I need to change, God? But shoot, it was done.
I appreciate your honesty. That's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going.
So a D, but a D pointing upward.
A D pointing upward. So overall, if you average out all your scores, that's like a C.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
It's passing, I guess.
Okay.
But not. Yeah. We strive for excellence here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Why you gotta put it like that?
I was just wondering. I think I give myself a B minus.
Well, you're getting an F right now for being close to your microphone.
B minus. Okay, so there's things that we can improve on.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about that part.
So today's Friday.
Time
to start the cycle all over again.
Tick, tick, tick.
Yes.
Okay.
So what can we do?
I asked you first. Go ahead.
But ladies first, right? No.
No.
Well, I think for one is, and it's kind of shot for this week, but preparing earlier, so I'm not so tired going into it, trying to catch up, like feeling like I can actually rest through it because I didn't spend the last 6 hours trying to rush and prime for it.
Do you think we can like make lists for this week?
Actually, one cool thing, and this is not a commercial, we do not get paid for this, but we just got like the little chore screen we got.
Oh yeah,
I think that
cool.
would be good to do weekly. And granted, we don't have to set a specific day when it's due, but we could put all the stuff that needs to get done on there and then try to get that done before Friday.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. So that will help us keep track and realize like, oh, we really need to get that done. It's Friday's coming.
The kids have been doing good with like checking off their stuff every day, but you really haven't had anything assigned.
I assigned things to myself. You can go back and check the record.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got some things done this week.
Okay.
Not like brag worthy, but I got some things done.
She has stuff on there like wake up, check.
It was like, you want me to tell you what was on there?
What was on there?
I had grocery shopping on there. I had picking up the dog food. I had.
I need to add some stuff to your list.
I needed to do the calendar for the well.
Did you do that?
No, I'm still.
Oh.
It's one of my Friday tasks.
It figures that when I ask, it's like
yeah, because you knew the other things got done.
Oh, okay.
That's why you didn't. That's why you. We see him trolling me over here, but you know what? I think that's a good idea. Or for me, like I am like, oh, I could use this day to like actually plan out like the week, not just for what I need to get done by Sunday, but get done for the rest of the week, and that way I can start knocking stuff out.
Yeah,
I work pretty well with lists, and that way I can start being ahead of the game. But did you find any? Well, I guess we didn't talk about the things you want to finish talking about the things you want to change, but I am curious, are there any unexpected benefits that came from it?
Unexpected? I don't think I thought sounds so bad. I don't think that I thought I would enjoy like just doing nothing or just doing random stuff with the kids as much as I did. Like, it was really fun. Like just pulling things out of a Jenga tower. That was really awesome. And even though it was hot and I don't really like the heat, but going out to ride bikes and just talking and, just playing around with the kids, I think that was awesome. We also went to Rays on the River. No, not Rays on the River. That's Atlanta. Shaggy's on the Res. That was really cool.
That was nice.
Yeah. Sat outside and like looked at the alligators and the boats and stuff.
Yeah, that was cool. So that, okay, good. So that was a benefit. I was thinking about one thing that was unexpected for me. I I felt like more mentally clear, and I felt like I was able to think about
how amazing your husband is,
among other things. I was able to think about like just some of the creative things that I need to do.
Tell me more. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, even the conversations that we've been having this week around things to do here at the well and all of that, I don't think I spend time thinking about that, or I haven't really like been able to vocalize some of the things that I've been thinking about if I had thought about it, because my brain is just constantly like on go.
So what I think I hear you saying is you taking dedicated and specific time to rest opened up the thought space for you to be able to be creative and quite frankly achieve some of the things that you need to do anyway.
Yeah. I know you can look at the science or whatever. Like there are literally studies that talk about the need for rest in the creative process. And I mean, we do a lot of creating of things. We hear, but just like coming up with new ideas for business and podcast ideas and all. Like there's a lot of brain work that happens behind a lot of what we do. And so giving ourself that space and that opportunity to like rest from the work, I think opened up an opportunity for there to be more creativity. And I ended up knocking out like some things that I needed to take care of on Monday. I ended up doing that on Sunday. It was just like, I know, I was like, who am I? Okay, go ahead and send that email. Delayed delivery, but it was written on Sunday night for Monday morning, things that I would have not done before, just with more intentional planning for the week ahead. So that's what I experienced this week.
So all in all,
and maybe it had something to do with the Sabbath.
It sounds like it was worth it
For me.
Is it something you're going to keep doing?
Yeah, especially if I can like be a better version of myself, like the pre-planning and the pre-work.
No, I'm gonna stop.
That would be good.
No, I'm gonna stop you there.
Okay, go ahead.
Because so often, like there are things we are supposed to do that we know we're a better version of ourselves because of it.
Yeah.
But because the price is much more expensive than we want to pay, we allow those things to stop. So I reject that just because it makes you a better person, that makes it worthwhile. What about it makes it worthwhile to you? That actually makes you want to do all the extra work necessary to make space for Saturday.
Yeah, I really think there were no downsides. I mean, yeah, we had to plan ahead, but that's not a downside. That's like, I need to do that anyway. There's more time with my husband, more time with my children. No downside. Like, being more prepared and having more creative mind space, there's no downside. I haven't experienced the downside. I don't know, like, for what reason would I stop? I think that
you need an extra day to get stuff done.
I'm finding that I don't need an extra day to get things done. I'm finding that I need to get stuff done now. And I think by having that extra space and that pre-planning and prep time mentally, it's going to help with I feel like the start is probably the hardest thing, but the maintenance will become easier as we get into the rhythm of, Saturday's coming. Let me get my stuff done before Friday. Not one Friday, before Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my opinion of it. But what for you, is it worth continuing? Is it worth doing it? What's the cost? Did the benefits outweigh the cost? Or the cost outweigh the benefits?
This is going to sound bad, but it's going to get cleaned up in the end. I would say the cost did not outweigh the benefit at this stage. Like the amount of work it took to start the Sabbath process was like, wow, that was a lot to get done. And it took a lot. And it took so much to the point where it impacted the actual Sabbath. So I think going from 0 to Sabbath, no, but the continued focus on the Sabbath, I think yes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of like going up a hill or something. Like to go from 0 to 1 mile an hour is the hardest part. But then once you get moving, it's a lot easier. And so I think from this point forward, it makes more sense. But everything that had to get done last week was crazy to try to get all that stuff done.
Well, do you think that you have to do all those things that you did last week, this week? Or are there
Well,
established processes now.
I think they all still need to get done, but with better planning, I'm not trying to get them done between 8 p.m. and 3 a.m.
Okay.
Like, it's not that much when you have a whole week to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're like, oh, crap, this starts in 4 hours, then it's like poor planning created poor performance. So if it's not planned and if I'm just trying to get it done the last second, then no, it's not worth it. I would rather be asleep.
Yeah.
But if I actually do what I'm supposed to do, then I think the benefits of that day are super, super awesome. And I don't see myself looking back when the kids are older being like, man, I wish I would have tiled a floor instead of spent time with my boys. Like, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed spending time with you, all of those things. So
You enjoy spending time with me?
yes, I do.
Oh.
That's why I like recording this podcast.
Yeah, this
do.
is like
I
the
get you to
best thing.
myself.
It's the best thing on our to-do list, I think.
Probably second for me.
I'm curious what's first. I don't know. Is that PG?
Of course not. What else we got on this list?
Well, okay, we talked about things that you would change as far as pre-planning. Are there things that you would change about the day itself?
No, I think, well, the one thing I want to do, and I've been asking the question, I don't think the kids get it, but I really want them to feel like it's a piece of it. Like, what's something you want to do outside of Chuck E. Cheese every week, or outside of like whatever it is that they always say
every week.
But just like feel like it's a part of the day that you get to plan, something that you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
I think as we go like back earlier in the school year, we were at one school, we didn't really have a good of an experience there. And we kind of went down this path of like negative encouragement and taking stuff away, and that didn't really work.
Yeah.
But I think with positive encouragement and positive reinforcement, hey, we have this thing coming up, we really want you to be a part of it, you're bought into it, I think that would be a really positive experience. So if there's something I would want to improve on, it's just the kids feeling more ownership, understanding the idea at large, because we really haven't explained it to them.
Yeah.
But then also taking more ownership of the idea to say, this is what I want to do as a part of it, and to celebrate that and to have fun doing those things, and to even plan ahead with, they have those subscription boxes or something, like some fun activity we can do in the backyard or something, just to spend time together and not always be about work.
Yeah. I can dig that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but we want to hear from you, definitely. Like, I hope, and I wonder if any of you have been thinking about or considering doing a Sabbath or a rest day. And if you have already, and if you did this along with us, what was your experience like? Were you able to stick with it throughout the whole time? And were there any benefits from it? We encourage you to drop it down in the comments. We'd love to read what you guys are going through and what you've been doing, and if you've gotten anything positive out of this experience.
Yeah. So I just want to tell you what the things I plan to do differently.
Okay. What you gonna do differently?
Well, I told you I want to spend like more intentional time with God throughout the day, not just like, okay, morning, we're done, God.
Check. Got the God stuff done.
To-do list done. No, I don't want to do it like that.
Okay.
So like just maybe incorporating it more into our conversations, even the conversations with the kids, because I think that helps to make it like real.
Yeah.
And understand like God is not just like imaginary superhero. Yeah. But instead, like, this is a relationship, and these are the things that we do. So that's one of my things I'm doing with this whole social media thing. And if I need to cut that out for the day,
going for the jugular.
Bless it. I don't know. I probably need to do it. I'm not sure if I'm there yet.
You had made a statement during like 3/4 of the way through that you felt like I was on my phone way too much, which I didn't agree with, because I didn't think I was on my phone that much. But for dinner that night, I just left it in the car. I don't know if you noticed or anything. I was hoping to get brownie points for it.
You did?
Yeah. See, you didn't even know.
I didn't know.
Didn't even notice. But
that's great.
I left it in the car.
Okay.
I obviously didn't get any brownie points for it. So that's not happening again. But I think that may be something that
maybe I'll just notice it this time. Sorry.
You missed it. One
okay.
time shot. But maybe that's something that we can do, leave our phone somewhere.
Yeah.
And kind of make that more intentional, which kind of takes care of your social media a little bit.
Yeah.
But
or at least like restricted hours, maybe. Like
something
if we
like
want
that.
to.
But it's just more about, I think, something noticeably done so that you don't miss out on my brownie points.
You see, I did it too.
I see you did it too.
Okay.
You're going to see who's me the first to touch it.
All right. Game on. Let's go. I'll leave it here till tomorrow.
Make sense,
Yes, it does make sense.
So.
But yeah, I thought it was great. I want to continue.
Okay.
I think we should continue. And it'll develop over time. So maybe after a few weeks, maybe a couple months or so, maybe we can revisit the conversation and see if there are any marked changes in our life, any benefits that we saw that we.
If we start the video, y'all, and there's no table here and I'm floating, you know I'm doing it right.
Levitation. Levitation.
Levitation.
His goal is to float. I mean, all right, go for it. You know, who's to say it can't happen?
You know, when I was growing up, I thought there was a book of levitation, but it's lamentation. Anyways.
That's really funny.
Thank you so much for joining in with us for Conversations at the Well. We hope you got something out of this conversation. We hope you are taking the challenge to go and try to instill a day of rest or a Sabbath day in and of your own time. We think it'll be beneficial. It's been beneficial to us. Maybe it'll be beneficial to you.
Yeah. So thank you again for joining us. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. We never talk about sharing, but please share.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Because we would love to see more of you in the comments. We would love to hear your experience and also just share it with other people who might enjoy this podcast. So thank you so much. This is Desiree and Vernon signing off, and we'll see you next time.
At the Well.